Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yo, what's good, guys?
Manuel, yes, I will update the title of the stream once Vante has read the chapter, because I know who shows up. I think two characters that show up, but it'll be a fun read today.
Okay. I just realized, off topic, Dandadan comes out on Halloween, I think.
Spooky.
Thursday?
Spooky.
Yep, Thursday. Oh, nice.
Good
That's
stuff.
perfect.
The more that I think about that episode 4, it is one of my favorite episodes I think we've watched.
Really? I mean,
they had so much expansion. They showed so much love to the characters. Like, the animation obviously was incredible. It was great. And then we also had the kind of poignant reminder at the end about Turbo Granny. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I kind of was and I kind of wasn't. But it was a great inclusion for anyone who had been like, oh, this is just a weird sexualized show. There's more to it.
Yeah. Yo, Lauren.
Hello, Lauren.
What's up? That is interesting, though. Now I'm thinking about the whole banana weenie thing. Like, what if it's just... Well, the aliens, we've seen 2 different aliens. Well, the Sepros and the Woodland. One alien, he asked for that, too. I was thinking, like, what if those things are just, like, quote-unquote, instruments for what that specific person or clan of people want? So, like, the weenie thing for her, it was, like, exclusive to her because of her whole thing with the whole, girls with the SA and all that kind of stuff. And then for the aliens, seems more broad, like, general. Like, they all want that specific thing, but hers seems very exclusive to her.
I'll even take that a step further. Potentially, the aliens could not actually be aliens. They could be some sort of governmental or spiritual creation, because the talisman did work on the alien.
Right.
And from what we know of talismans, that typically doesn't work. That's Dandadan, guys. We love that series too. We just started it, but welcome to Undead Unluck.
Welcome.
Today is chapter 228 of Undead Unluck. That's redundant. Last chapter, Gina popped off.
So bunch of she popped off. Indeed, her arm. And no, these fights, like, if they can maintain that level of intensity, which I think they will, these fights across the board are going to be amazing. Like, none of them are going to look weak compared to other ones. I feel like, you know how most series, how you have like that one that's like a dud, like, I don't care about that one. But I think these ones all genuinely are going to be pretty good. Yo, what's up, laughing my ass off?
Welcome.
Undead, man. Excited. Can't wait for that winter special, man.
We're going to be here. As soon as it drops, we are watching it, and then we will release it.
It's peak that we read. Also, for anybody that's here right now, we are getting into the backlog stuff finally. So, officially, when November starts, we will be recording some new reactions to the new series on the channel. We'll give you guys that announcement, but we probably already talked about it a lot of times before. So if you know, you know, but if you don't, wait for that announcement. But we have a lot of stuff in the backlog, a lot of new content coming out as well. Holiday time, man. You guys are going to feast.
And I have so much time off from work because I was going to get surgery on my shoulder, and then that kind of fell through until next year. So I have all this PTO to use before the end of the year, or I lose it. So I got 3 weeks off in December, and I am just so excited to edit, put out all these new videos, get into new series. And we got so many like returning series that Vante and I have been watching off channel, I guess is the term. So So we got Squid Games. We got what's the other one? Arcane. And then you read the Fire Force manga, so that's going to be next year for the anime. I am anime only for that.
Man, next year's going to be a lot of heat, man. We still have My Hero coming back next year. Sakamoto Days, Gachiakuta.
Chainsaw Man.
Maybe
Hell's Paradise, probably.
I'm thinking so, yeah. Damn. It's a lot to look forward to.
Who went first?
Maybe we could throw in the live action in there too, aside from Squid Game next year. Throw in another one.
The Boys. We've been talking about that for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who went first last week? Was it you?
Yeah, it was me.
All right, guys. So what we're going to do here, Vontae is going to take off his camera. He's going to take off his mic. I am going to blind react to the chapter. And then afterwards, I'm going to bring him in after we've had a quick little discussion, just kind of internally with me in the chat. So if you like anything that you see today, whether it's from me or from him, if you could just go ahead and like the stream for us, just gets more Undead Unluck viewers in here. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get into chapter 228 of Undead Unluck. Strength is about not change even if that person were to die. What in the world are you talking about? Master rules are the rules of this world instilled by God. As long as you all live in this world, negating them is not an option. Oh, okay. So it looks like one of the spheres is actually opening up on the bottom. So they're kind of like hemispheres. And then that's going to be the actual domain that everyone's fighting in, because you can see it in the background. Growing old is a wonderful thing. My rule of time causes people to grow old, become ineffectual, and without claiming any lives, give up their seats to the new generation. Accept it. You humans have that saying, don't you? Old soldiers never die. They simply fade away. I was spoiled on who comes back, so welcome back, Feng. I'm so excited that Vontae has not been spoiled, but let's get into it. Fade away. You no longer have a purpose. You've already grown 30 years older. Crash. It's only a matter of time before you turn elderly. Boy, talk about boring. Boy. Why would they make such a pathetic rule one of the world's absolutes? We've got plenty of purpose left in our lives. A rule like never going hungry or looking forward to wearing pretty clothes would be better. Literally cracking him in the face. Kabuku! Oh, his finger. You possess this technique, and yet you still haven't realized why the concept of attacking came to be, and why violence turned into martial arts? That's obvious. A no-brainer. There is only one reason. We may have to grow old and die along with them, but there is always someone we want to protect. They are really starting to look it in the faces. Like, obviously, Mui, her hair went gray/white. But Shen, he's got a lot of crow's feet, got the dimples kind of extending a little bit. I see. That's the difference, then. Let's hit it, Mui. Ji-dale. Yi, san, si, wu, liu, ki. All right, they are piecing this brother up. Let me see if I missed anything. No, this is just the hands. Just the hands. Jurokai Zanko 16 cycle mountain strike, the above combination attack from the two of them. Oh my god. They're almost like in the grave at this point. Someone save them. Anyone. Shishi, Mui, my dear, for growing old with me. As you see the little black particle dust coming in. Okay, let's get to Julia. I saw that soul guy enter the base. Let's help. Indeed. Subarashi. It seems God chose a fine set of rules. God chose in each loop master rules that would never change. All right, he is either an effeminate man or this is now a gender flipped master rule. I was also spoiled on this forum. Does not make it any less clean than what I'm looking at. Got the hourglasses in the background, wearing it almost as like a bolo tie from their chest. Looks like they do have lipstick, pocket watches across the chest, and then like big old pocket watches from the hips. Time phase 3 that make human behavior more interesting. The 100 rules that make human behavior more interesting. He grew young, and we are the 10 superior rules among them. In the beginning, there was soul. He never moved, and so God grew bored. Ergo, he added death. And by doing so, God ensured individuals would have to entrust things to the next in line. Adding change was the beginning of the emphasizing the individual. Adding luck created gaps between individuals' successes. I was not spoiled on this. What in the Elden Ring boss am I looking at? Adding justice birthed free will, and came of that, and out of that came independence. Justice phase 3. Goodness gracious. Bruh. Adding war phase 3 led to bitter conflicts to protect individuals. Adding time introduced panic and the hope to grow in a limited amount of time. Adding beast led humans to view themselves as special. Adding language smoothed out all the previous changes and hastened growth and degeneration. And with sickness, God regulated the overabundant number of lives that had come into being. I don't know, like, what the hell I'm looking at with war. It's like a Death Gundam mixed with, like, what is it, Green Day? Does Green Day have the album with the grenade? It's like infused into his chest like a beating heart. All three of these designs are fire. Essentially, the master rules are the very rules of this game, designed by God to force humans into action. Boom! Another foe. I suppose I talk too much. It appears choosing to wait and see was the right call. Thanks to you having your time sapped away, you son of a bitch! Shout out to you, Turbo Granny. We were just talking about Dandadan at the start of the stream. We do react to it on this channel as well. So subscribe if you enjoy both series. This time monster and I can go head to head without holding back. Feng! You're unfade. If you had fought him from the start, then we wouldn't be enough prattle, loser. You could have taken him. I'll handle the rest. Okay, so he's just an effeminate man. You can move however you like. I plan on doing just that. Master moron? Oh, Lord. You're not going any swoosh. Are you out of your mind? Who'd be dumb enough to look away when faced with someone stronger than them? Talk yo shit. Oh my. We'll leave him to Feng. He'll be able to negate that guy's ability with Unfade. No, Master Shen. Unfade. Normally I do not do this. I want to look at the chat. What are you? What the hell? Welcome Rafs. Welcome Jenny. Yeah, that's the phrase for him. So, okay. So one of two things. He's... Did this get transferred to Mui way back when? No, because he had his powers. Oh, this is interesting. So he's either using an application of his soul powers to transfer Fade from a self-targeting to, pardon me, to an external targeting fashion, or she now has the ability, which means he's definitely dying. But is there any other way to pass the ability besides dying? She's not growing old? I believe Master Feng just transferred Unfei to me. Okay, had that whole monologue. I apologize, guys, and I could have just read the next panel. But this is why you come here, hopefully. Time. With your death, my martial arts will be complete. Strength is about accepting, growing old, and bequeathing legacies. Full circle character moment. You rotten geezer, always trying to show off. That's the part of you I truthfully hate the most. You're aging, and yet... Oh, R.I.P. Feng. Welcome back. So I was spoiled on a couple of things this chapter, but man, there was so much in here. He died at the language fight, yeah. But I still thought he had, or maybe it was just like his soul was that powerful in the moment. It's peak, I'm afraid. Yes, it was. Don't think the transferring is automatic. Also, Raph's like, it could be that this transference of power, and, you know, Luna has her hand in the cookie jar sort of deal, to where she is able to choose when it manifests. And it would be so depressing if Mui and Shen were both fighting side by side against Time, them both growing older, and then Shen thinking to himself, okay, we're in this together, we're gonna die old together, only to realize that she now was granted Unfei. Oh no! Okay, I panicked there for a second because my Wi-Fi went out. I'm gonna try to get Vante in here just in case my internet goes out. So I would like to talk to you guys more, and we'll talk again more during the post discussion. I mean, LMAO off, probably. Yeah, but I could see this being her tragedy now. This chapter was peak. Oh my god. So much.
Came right on
Dante,
time.
do not look at the chat. There's some shit going on in this chapter. Woo!
I'm not. I really just
enjoy, brother. Enjoy.
Okay. Okay. All right, my turn to react to the chapter. Let me just get straight into it, man. I heard you want to jump after. All right, chapter 228, titled "Strength is About." And here we are with Unchanged versus Change fight. Not changed, even if that person were to die. What in the world are you talking about? That's the rules of this world, instilled by God. As long as you all live in this world, negating them is not an option. growing old, oh, all the time is a wonderful thing. I mean, Andy would be like, hey man, let me he can fulfill his dream halfway, growing old, whatever. But anyway, my rule of time causes people to grow old, become ineffectual, and without claiming any lives, give up their seats to the new generation. Feng's going to come in because I mean, you talking about new generation, aging. This is all Feng stuff right here. Except, except that you humans have. By the way, this is fire. I like that they're all talking so far. Change in time are both talking their shit. I like that. We needed this. We needed dialogue from all these people. Anyway, except that you humans have that saying, don't you? Old soldiers never die; they simply fade away. Now you're talking about fade, unfade. Come on, he's coming in. You no longer have a purpose. You've already grown 30 years older. It's only a matter of time before you turn elderly. Boy, talk about boring. Why would they make such a pathetic rule one of the world's absolutes? We've got plenty of purpose left in our lives. A rule like never going hungry or looking forward to wearing pretty clothes would be better. Koboku, you possess this technique, and yet you still haven't realized why the concept of attacking came to be and why violence turned into martial arts. Okay, that's obvious, a no-brainer. There is only one reason. We may have to grow old and die. We may have to grow old and die along with them, but there is always someone we want to protect. I see. That's the difference. Then, yi, er, san, si, wu, lu, e. Oh yeah, they're getting them hits in. They're getting them hits in. I like this panel. It's a lot of. I like that. They trying. They trying to box with them. They're trying. Ju Rokai Sanko, 16 Cycle Mountain Strike. Bow. I love. We were just talking about Shin and Mui too. Really, for every tier list when it comes to like characterization, But it's dope to see them doing this. But they need their master to come. They need Sensei to come out now, please, because I mean it's already been foreshadowed by Time's dialogue, but they got them down, and they're just old, man. GG. Thank you, Louis, my dear, for growing old with me. Ain't that a crazy concept? Growing old with me, like they've been together for years, but this all just happened in a matter of minutes, seconds. Okay, let's get to Julia. I saw that soul guy enter the base. Y'all know that he's not finished, right? Come on now. I saw that soul guy enter the base. Let's help. Indeed, wonderful. It seems God chose a fine set of rules. God chose in each loop master rules that would never change. The fuck? Phase 3 time. The 100 rules that make human behavior more interesting. What the fuck am I looking? That's fire. You see the clocks. You see the sand, the hourglass. What is that? Some shields on the side?
I want you to take a look at the, like right underneath the E, and I want you to move your eyes up and to the left.
The E on time?
Yeah.
To the left. Up and to the left.
That
so
is a giant hourglass hammer.
Boy.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I see it on
fire.
the top. Okay. Yeah. That is fire. Great design, by the way. Great design. Didn't think that. Actually, I was gonna say in the recap portion that I was gonna predict that he was gonna get younger, but not to look like that. He grew young, and we are the 10 superior rules among them. In the beginning, there was soul. He never moved, and so God grew bored. Here we go. He added death. I'm liking this chapter, man. And by doing so, God ensured individuals would have to entrust things to the next in line, which this kind of, I guess, a lot of dialogue in this chapter kind of you can contribute to that. Adding change was the beginning of emphasizing the individual. Adding luck created gaps between individual successes. Adding justice birthed free will. And out that came, oh shit, phase 3, oh shit. And out of that came independence. What the, that sword, are you King Arthur? It look, what is that? Is it like stone? Like, yeah, it's a stone sword inside of a sword? Like part, and then you got the insignia or the sun emblem on the armor, on the shield, I guess. Yeah, the shield. Bruh. Adding war, oh my god. It led to bitter conflicts to protect individuals. Phase 3. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute. He has a grenade as a fucking, is that like a neck, well, as his core? Yeah, his core, I guess. Adding time introduced panic and the hope to grow in a limited amount of time. To lead to bitter conflicts to protect individuals, and adding time introduced panic and the hope to grow in a limited amount of time. Adding beasts led to humans to view themselves as special. Adding language smoothed out all the previous changes and hastened growth and degeneration. And with sickness, God regulated the overabundant number of lives that had to come into being. Wow, we learned the whys, the why things are the way that it is. Like to pretty much give them like these things, they're really fitting for their rules. Like, I don't know what other way to say it, but I'm liking this a lot. Essentially, the master rules are the very rules of this game designed by God to force humans into action. Another foe, I suppose, I talk too much. Oh, wait, is that Feng? Feng come down? You know, you always do shit like that. It appears choosing to wait and see was the right call. Thanks to you having your time swapped away, you son of a... Yep, this time Monster and I can go head to head without holding back. Feng, you're unfazed. If you had fought him from the start, then we wouldn't be enough proud of loser. You could have taken him. I'll handle the rest. You can move however you like. I plan on doing just that, Master Moron. You're not going anywhere. Are you out of your mind? Who would be dumb enough to look away when faced with someone stronger than them? You will leave him to Feng. He'll be able to negate that guy's ability with one fade. No, Master Shin. Huh? Unfade. Did he is he able to change the conditions of his unfade or something? How is she unfading? Obviously, this whole thing's look like a sacrificing for his pupils, but let me keep going. She's not growing old. I believe Master Feng just transferred unfade, so he transferred it to her. I forgot you could transfer it. But I forgot all about that transferring, negating abilities. Time with your death, my martial arts will be complete. Strength is about accepting growing old and bequeathing legacies. Wow, you rotten geezer, always trying to show off. That's the part of you I truthfully hate the most. You're aging, and yes. Hey man,
that was a chapter.
That was a chapter. I really like this chapter. I had to slow down just to take in everything, the designs, the new designs, the dialogue from time, talking about him and the Master Rules. We needed that. We absolutely needed that because we didn't get any kind of characterization about them, only that there are the Umas of this, or they're the rules of this, the rules of that, but we didn't get shit else. Thank you. And then with Feng, oh man, that was good.
So I got spoiled on two things this chapter. One, that Feng came back, and then the time design. When I saw Uma Justice and Uma War Phase 3, bruh, you said something about Uma Justice has a stone sword. I think that's meant to be part of the moon.
It looks like it.
you see like the craters and whatever. It's like the crescent hilt, and then the sword, the sun shield, and then War is looking over here like a Green Day album cover.
For real, you really do. Damn, ooh, look at chat.
Okay, so regarding Mui, I had a thought that when Feng died back during the language fight, that's when he lost Unfade.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
But how though? Because if Mui just got Unfade right now.
So I think it's because Luna gets to decide the tragedy. So I was talking about the fact that Shen and Mui were fighting back to back, and then him thinking, hey, I'm gonna grow old with her and die. But now she's unfading in her old age, so she has to watch him die when she doesn't grow older.
That would be like so
tragic.
Yes, tragic, but like
bitter.
All the roundabout things that happens for that, like for us, because like me right now, or at least how it's portrayed. I don't know, that's your theory, but it sounds like that. I mean, sounds about right. I was just thinking that he just transferred Unfade
I thought
to
so
her,
too.
Just like that. But you saying that, and remember our predictions too.
Yeah. A shocking death.
2. It might be 2.
Well, Feng, yeah.
So, and it's happening in a way that we didn't really predict either. And we had like maybe 3 different ideas from it, but this one is like a little bit more of a loop-de-doop. Yeah, it's not looking good
Gavin,
for you. Gavin,
welcome Quetzal. I think I already said welcome to Rafs. Yeah, I've welcomed everyone. This chapter was crazy.
Oh yeah, Avid, for sure. Stay off Twitter for Death and Luck Phase 3.
That's my fault.
Might be next chapter or one after that. Yeah, be careful. Damn.
Yeah, so the title of this stream, way off. Guys, I make these ahead of time, so do not fault me if that's the case. I'm gonna update it right now, but
if anything, it goes to show that what we had been spoiled on or not. Because I think there's probably been times in the past where we've seen something and it was like, okay, well, we're gonna put this as a title.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn, this is a good ass chapter, man. Very meaty. We needed this, man. And I like that Time was the one that had this dialogue talking about his comrades within this 10 master rules and what they're for and why they're created the way that they are. I like that a lot. Versus them just being rules and we just get it like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, justice. Oh yeah, time. Yeah, war. Sure. But like, tell us. This is a fictional world after all, so tell us why. Even though in real life that makes sense as well, Soul's Phase 3 design, he's definitely gonna be shiny as hell. Or translucent or like something like that.
Who did you say? Which Uma?
The Soul.
Soul.
The Soul.
Well, do you think so? Like, because he has those black eyes now.
I mean, I still think he will.
Do you think maybe he'll have like a yin and yang type of aesthetic?
Yep. I was literally about to say that. Yep.
Nice. Who else do we got? Uma's sick.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Do we already see Phase 2 of sick, or is it just 1?
I think it was Phase 2. I think it was the musical instruments in the background.
Right. And then Luck and Death. Oh boy. Oh boy. Especially Death. We already know what Death gonna look like. Grim Reaper. Matter of fact, actually, I want to see Phase 2 and 3. I don't want to just see 3. Show me 2 as well. I feel like that one, we need that.
It has now been 2 consecutive chapters that we have not seen or have talked about Undead, Unluck, Luck, or Death.
Yep.
I like it. Like, just keep them off. Yeah, so the whole reason, Vontae, why I had that theory about Mui and Shen is page 9.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
It says, Shishi, Mui, my dear, for growing old with me.
And you see the black silhouette thing. I peeped that, but I thought it was just time just getting up, like he's about to get up and attack or something. That is that. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's actually kind of fire narratively. If Luna is doing that now, like she's trying to take any opportunity to make things even more spicy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's the end game. It doesn't matter if they are holding back Sun. Like, she's still playing the game.
Yeah, I like that. Yep, because in the most series, it's like once you get to the final conflict, that's all it is. It's all out war. There's no like strings to be pulled anymore. No politicking. None of that kind of stuff is going on. But she literally did it when this started. The final war started by even trapping them for a second, the master rules into God. And then, or assimilating them into God, and then now, oh man, damn. So, is our prediction gonna be true? Is Shin going to go ahead? I mean, he will, because he's saying, oh, he eventually will die, whether it's now or in some years. Damn.
Do you think Uma Time's powers only work in one direction? Do you think he can only make people older? Or do you think he can also make people younger?
I think he said that, didn't he? He said he can only make people older.
Did he? I must have missed that.
Yeah, he said it somewhere. Where was it?
Because he made himself younger, so that's why I was thinking it could work in both directions.
Yeah, he said, my role of time causes people to grow old, become ineffectual, and without claiming any lives, give up their seats to the new generation. That's on page 2. So do we need to get that pass artifact to save Shin?
Uma passed, or the the what is Time is Strange? I think it's called.
Yeah, to save his life.
I mean, if Feng uses that when he's growing old, an old man, then it would work for both of them. Quetzal, to answer your question, no, I don't think. I think Andy would hold the responsibility of that power if we can't get rid of it. I think that's just the type of person he is.
Actually, that prediction would be right, because we did say that, like, if Mui were to lose Shin and Feng, and we were talking about like her at the grave, and Andy, and there's somebody else, Rip. Something like that. We were saying like how it's gonna be like a bittersweet epilogue.
Oh yeah. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, like Mui would be at the gravesite with Fuko, not Andy. I'm kind of tired. This chapter took a lot out of me, and that's with me knowing kind of where it was gonna go. I did an old man reading similar to my Phil voice acting. Oh, I'm Uma Time. God, they were piecing him up though.
In my head, I thought he had like a transatlantic accent or something.
Transatlantic.
Yeah.
I think it was Raph that was like, we need to start calling him Big Ben now that he has that big old hammer. He's also wearing like a necklace similar to like a bolo tie that is a Sands of Time hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much in that design, man.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, I mean, Feng is dying. Absolutely. Shin is kind of 50-50 at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and Mui's safe.
She's safe for now.
Unless
She
they do
can
some
still be
more
killed.
transferring shenanigans or something like that. That would be.
Yeah.
How about, okay, Suzuka, you're different. You're different if you do something like that. I'm like, how? You just gave her the power, and then, damn. Hmm. Damn, that means Shin would die twice. I mean, well, from
3 times?
what we were watching or reading.
And like full circle character moment for Feng. The line at the end of the chapter, like that was his whole hang up, last loop. He has come full circle, and I love that about him.
It's funny, early in the chapter when Uma Time was talking, I'm like, you're literally just talking about Feng. He's talking about aging and fading and everything. I was like, okay, he's literally about to come in before this chapter ends. Feng is just a goated character, man. For no reason either. It's like Suzuka had no reason to make him that great. Just like with Sean, you have no reason. What made you want to do that?
I'm just looking at this final page, and I'm thinking about the first time we got introduced to Feng. Like, how far my boy has come. I never would have said that for, like, 100 chapters.
Even when he first got introduced in the yacht arc, I didn't think nothing. I was like, okay, he has like a Chinese aesthetic. Maybe he knows Shin, and that was right. That was correct. And I didn't think he would be the person that he is. Not even close. I thought he was just some lackey that was going to end up getting beat by Shin at some point, and then that was going to be that. But nope. He's dominant. A great chapter, man. This is banger after banger.
Even getting spoiled on this chapter, I would still easily give this chapter a 10. There was just like plot twists, there was like cool designs, we got some lore drop, like the action was crazy. A perfect chapter. It checks all the boxes for me.
We very much need that dialogue. Like, oh my god. About the
and I don't know about you, Vante. I just did not expect it to come from Uma Time. Like, it makes sense.
Oh no.
It's like a chronological like explanation of how the world came to be. But
I thought it was going to either be Soul or Death or Luck, like one of those three. Based on the MCs, and then Soul, since he's been talking the whole time. But I like that a lot. We needed that.
Man, this is gonna go so hard in the anime. I just hope it gets there
every single season. And for Fire Force to be wrapping up in 2026, so 2025, one core, and then the second core 2026. David Productions, if y'all still on it, I got a lot of time. All you got is that and I guess JoJo's, but I heard that they're prioritizing Undead, so I think we might be eating.
All right, I have to quickly go help out my parents with just something. I will be back in maybe like 3 to 5 minutes. If you guys want to just talk with Vante, and then we'll get into today's tier list, which might have to be updated with today. But we are going to do the best feats of each character so far in the series. No, not feet at the bottom of your legs. Best feats as in like moments.
Yep. Oh man. Undead, man. People just be sleeping. You know what? You can continue to sleep. Honestly, keep sleeping. Keep sleeping. It's been like I've been saying this too, because I react to manga on my channel. Now it's only One Piece, but I was reacting to My Hero and JJK and One Piece. those three concurrently. And out of anything that I was reading or even watching when it came to other anime and all that, Undead was typically it was consistently in like the top three of everything that I was consuming every week since we started it, or at least the manga part. I say it since Autumn, the Autumn arc with the whole Akira stuff, all the way until like now, pretty much. Undead has been on the streak. It's been like my top one or two series. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I agree, Quetzal. I think the last few chapters were really, really good, but this one it was like we needed it, we wanted it, and we got stuff that we didn't even know that we wanted. We finally got the designs of all the different master rules, the phase three forms. They all look fire. Um, the fight so far, fire. Time, his dialogue, fire. Learning the lore and exploring the master rules a little bit and why they even were created, fire. Um, and obviously Feng, Shin, and Mui, that whole dynamic, fire. Yeah, Fang's definitely going to die in this fight, 100%. He's like one of the characters that I've like. The moment that I, I guess like a one-on-one, shit. The moment I seen him on the roadmap, I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to redeem himself and save or protect his students and die for them. Because the whole next generation dialogue in this chapter and from him, he was talking about how he thought it was like trash and whack. It's gonna be good, man. But I do think narratively that Shin shouldn't die only because I feel like that kind of gets in the way of what Fang wants to do in saving his pupils and ushering the next generation, passing the torch and allowing them to live. So, if anything, they're going to find a way to reverse it. So, either Louise going to use Unfade if she can on Shin, or they use like an artifact or something, or you got Uma Pass. They're going to do something. Or at the very least, he's not too old, and he can still live for a little bit longer. But he'll just be an old man now. He's the master, the sensei for the dojo. So he'll be leaving. So Fang will be leaving the dojo or any kind of martial arts dojo that he ran or has or running right now to Shin, who is the master at that point in terms of age, maturity, experience, and skill. Yeah, I agree, Alvis. I know I'm late on that message, but yeah, the sidecast they did take a backseat for a minute, but it's good to see them get shiny. Especially like Shin and Mui, because we've been saying it in damn near every tier list when it comes to like listing or ranking characters based off of whatever. They typically went or like at the bottom of the list because we didn't get a lot of focus on them, or even when we did, it wasn't very fulfilling. Like it was cool, but it wasn't like what we expected from those characters because they've been here for a long ass time. So this is episode two. But we're in a great time when it comes to anime and manga, man. Great time. Just a lot of bangers to watch or read. Um, for the past, I'd say, like the past 5 years, I would say maybe from when 20, what year would I say? I want to say like 2017. I might say 2018 is when anime really became mainstream because AOT was a huge influence, and by the time 2018 was here, season two had dropped and it was already finished in the year prior. And My Hero was kicking off. Yeah, Black Clover that was kicking off. Um, One Piece obviously was still doing this thing. Uh, of course, you had JoJo's, you had Demon Slayer, that was a big influence. JJK, Chainsaw Man. Going all the way till now, there's been a lot of bangers, a lot of heat every damn week, and we're having a good time. Great time. And Undead, I hope it does get the recognition that it deserves, man. You know what? I want to hopefully David Productions pop up, which I absolutely think that they will. And I wanted to see people on the timeline posting Undead Unluck season 2 clips. And people like, what series is that? I need to watch that. And then they go to it, watch it, like, oh damn, it's one of them ones. It really is. This is like the best example of a hidden gem. Because people don't know much about the series. They've heard of it, but they don't know anything about it. Never watched it, never read it, none of that. And once they do, pick up that manga, watch the anime, they're gonna love it. They'll fall in love with the series. It's too good.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Okay, let me go ahead and get our tier list up. Do you still want to do the tier list today, or do you want to hold off till next week?
We can do it today.
Okay.
Feats, huh? I'm not gonna lie. There low-key might be a lot of characters like an S tier. Or I can at least say A. I feel like for Feats, if you're an S tier, you have to have at least 3. Or there could be like one that's just crazy. Or at least that's how I'm judging it.
Okay, so are we doing overall, like all of their feats, or are we doing just the best feat for each person?
That's a good question.
I think because we were talking about peaks, we should talk about their best feat.
Oh, that's a good question. Sure. Because I think either way, yeah, that would help people that I think might deserve it but not make the cut initially. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think this will also open up the door for conversations on which feats to have.
Exactly. Okay.
So,
cool.
Speak of the devil, Andy has had many a feat in this particular series, but he is first up. I might say him being on the surface of the sun for thousands of years and holding back all 10 master rules single-handedly would be his greatest feat.
Easily.
Okay, and obviously that is an S tier feat.
Technically, it should be the greatest feat too. I think
it's
Andy
one of,
be number
it's
one.
One of the top.
A lot of times you always get like 3 or 4 or something, but I think you got number 1 this time, buddy.
You might be. All right. Next up, we have Billy.
The feat against, you think Ruin?
I think so. Like him being able to copy Ruin and like saving God. Tatiana in the process.
The whole thing about it was so cool too because we learned the conditions of his ability. So like, oh, that's why you're the way that you are. That's why you.
Oh, it all makes sense.
Yeah, and plus that was one of the coldest moments in the series. Like, I think everybody pointed at that one, but yeah, I agree. That's just a cold moment. So
I might even argue, like, you know how there's always like anime pull-ups or like anime like saviors coming down.
Yep.
So say like Naruto to the Hidden Leaf Village during the Pain arc, or just like anything like that. I would argue that Billy showing up during Ragnarok and like that whole explanation that followed might be in the same tier. Little bit of recency bias, sure.
Oh,
but
like same here, like Naruto, for example.
yeah, I feel like it's got to be up there.
I agree with you. Like, it reminded me of another moment from somewhere else I feel is similar. Um, I think what makes it even crazier or really good is the fact that he was an antagonist that turned ally, even though overall he was actually this kind guy. So there was so much that was added into that,
Okay.
and it was against ruin, somebody that made our life hell. For starters, so like, it was perfect. It was perfectly executed.
Okay. So where are we thinking? I think that does have to be S tier, personally.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Underneath Andy, sorry Billy, but your moment shall not be devalued just because Andy is above you. Okay, next up, Nico Vorgil. I will once again just kind of suggest that we use his 1v1 versus Lon. Of course. That was savage as hell. Oh my god.
The entire, and that another one too. Everything about it is just insane. The fact that he has all the memories, he had to pretty much accept it, take it, deal with it, continue to fight, win, and he was still good after the fact. He wasn't traumatized. Like,
he got married. Everything happened beautifully.
That is some insane. That's some insane willpower.
I feel this too has to be S tier, and I'm looking at Billy. I'm looking at Nico.
It gotta go with Billy's, and I love Billy so much. That was one of my first that was like my number one favorite moment in this series with Billy for a while. But Nico,
I gotta give it to Nico simply for the fact that he was in complete control of that situation. We went from absolute desperation to absolute hope in the span of one chapter.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're always next to each other, I realize. Nico and Billy on these lists all the time. Always.
We are very biased towards the two of them. Next up, we have Ruin, and I would say it's him killing Fuko.
Yeah. Yeah, narratively, that is S tier. I mean, you killed the MC. Like, granted, it's not like a feat as in, like, it was hard or difficult. Like, you know.
No, but the fact that you actually did it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one's in a different, you have to rate that one differently. So, yeah, 100% S tier.
Where in the S tier for him?
Damn, damn. I mean,
dare I say it? I think a little bit above Billy.
I mean, rock, paper, scissors. You know, Billy beat Ruin. So, I mean, honestly, he got to be behind Billy.
Well, with that logic. Don't even care. Yeah, the S tier is relative, guys, and we're just having fun with these tier lists as always. So
actually, if I do like that one,
right, you like it more than Billy's?
It does kind of make sense because he did what he did for our MC, and Billy spun back and beat him for that.
Okay,
not just for that, but for everything.
Sure. Phil Hawkins was able to single-handedly prevent the negators from burning up upon re-entry. And he was able to cut the tardigrade that seemed invincible by himself. The queen tardigrade.
I'm gonna let you have this one. I think I agree though already.
I think it's got to be A tier.
Yep.
Well done, Phil. You finally got out of the pits.
Unearthly things.
But okay, Tatiana. What is her best feat?
Damn, that's interesting to look at it in retrospect. I used to always think that she would have like the most ultimate feat out of anybody one day, but it didn't happen.
Not really in comparison.
It's interesting.
Huh.
Um,
Nothing's really coming to mind. Like,
yeah, there's one that comes to mind, but I'm like, did she not have anything else after that one? I'm thinking about at the yacht.
oh, when her power first manifested and she went nuclear?
Yeah, I can't think of any other ones. I mean, like around the time Billy. Damn. Granted, technically,
Maybe her
at the very
bringing
least,
Billy back to the Union? Or, like, giving him the hope that he had redemption?
maybe we can use that. I was gonna say that if we find it hard for certain characters, then we could just think, okay, what did they do in Ragnarok the first go around?
Okay, I
Because
like that as
everybody
a
did
default.
something. Yeah, just in case. But I think I do agree with that one. I think that is a feat in itself, like bringing them back.
I will give her a C minus. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the lower end of the tier. Top Bull Sparks.
Couple.
He typically does not rank very
Hey.
high, but this man ran around the world multiple times to defeat Uma Beast, and he also reached the speed of seemingly time travel when he was fighting
Yes.
against Creed, because it knocked him into a flashback. Either is fine with me, but I do feel like it has to be higher up on this tier.
At first I thought A, but then like when you broke it down, like he really did do that. He's like speed itself is always a feat. Like super speed is always a crazy feat. And technically speaking, that feat is technically, scientifically
Unprecedented.
yes. So honestly, he might have to be high on this.
I'm trying to think, like, oh, this is a tough one to rank.
Okay, put it like this. I would probably put him behind Nico. And the reason why I say that is because I think that Nico, not anybody can do that shit, can endure that. If anybody had top powers, I think more or less they can do what he did.
Probably.
I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, like, no. But, like, compared to, like, if I'm comparing these two, I feel like Nico's is a little bit, like, not anybody can just do some shit like that.
It takes a special type of person to do what Nico did.
Exactly.
You know what? I like that explanation. I'm going to go ahead and put it there, but keep going.
Yeah, I was going to say that. And for Billy, the only reason why I say less than top is just because it's so fantastical. Like, it's hard to realistically be like, oh no, Billy's better just because the scene was more, or the moment was more cool, or like, it's just the scientific part of it. Like, it's too much. That can't stop.
Yeah. Ooh. I don't think we've ever had that combination of characters in S tier before.
Nope.
That's such an interesting. I love doing these tier lists. I don't have one for next week, guys. So if you have a suggestion, please let us know. Otherwise, we'll just be having a singular chapter conversation each go around. But with that being said, next up we have our girl Lucy, who has not shown up this loop, true, but played almost an irreplaceable role in Loop 100 because she taught Andy how to use soul powers.
She has to be damn. Like that's oh man. Honestly, she might have to be S tier too, because I mean
I think so.
Had she not done what she did, Andy wouldn't be at the top of the list right there.
And then we would not be alive because they would have
exactly. And literally, she's the reason why Andy is number one on this list. If he didn't, improve his soul and do all that kind of stuff, he wouldn't be able to do none of that shit on the sun.
I'm gonna put her below Ruin, even though above Ruin would also be acceptable. Or would you even put her higher
Yeah.
than that?
I just think Ruin narratively is a little. It gets the edge slightly.
Okay. Okay, so we've done this once. We are gonna do this a damn again because I don't care. It's our tier list. We can do whatever we want. We're gonna make a Sean tier. You want to talk about Sean Vante while I'm doing this because he deserves his own tier once again.
Oh man, he's literally like an athlete that comes in a late round, right? A late round pick or a late round late pick. Yeah, exactly. He got drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. That's what Sean is. Literally, that's what happened to Jokic, and he ends up becoming the best. You know, like it's Sean, man. Like
I've never seen this in my life. Like this type of character. Just the feat of him becoming like a top 5, top 6 character. Like, I mean, you could do some other stuff, but like just him being just who he is. I mean, if we had to say a feat, I would argue during the Unchast arc when he was able to fly with Kinto Un without any assistance. That just showed his full turnaround. Because we saw earlier in the loop, he was slipping through because he wasn't quite as pure-hearted as he could have been. And all the wisdom he's given everyone.
I actually disagree with the ranking. I don't actually think he should be in his own tier this time.
Oh, why not?
I just think that for that to be like his feat is that he climbed up to like a top 6, top 5 character in the series. That for that to be a feat in itself, I still feel like he should be in the S tier, but ranked somewhat high. Because like I don't think that triumphs him. His growth as a character doesn't triumph everybody in S tier. That's how I feel.
All right, I'll move him. Okay, so let's decide on a feat then. That are we deciding that it is his rise to fame, or are we saying something within the story? Okay, so that's still the feat. Where in the S tier?
I'll put him after Nico.
Above top?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things where it's in the same realm of Feats as everybody else in S tier, just about. I don't think it's over everyone else's.
Okay.
And it's kind of unfair. Not unfair, but I guess you kind of see what I mean. Like, it's everything that goes into that versus everybody. All these other ones had like one thing that we chose from, and I know we chose one thing for him is the fact that he grew, but it's a little. We kind of exploited it a little bit.
You know what? I was drinking the Sean Kool-Aid. Forgive me, guys. I think we've all been there. But next up, we have the female MC Fuko Izumo.
Oh man,
which one?
I mean. If you just want to say meteor, like a meteor, any of the meteors, it don't ever matter. Like that's just.
Oh, I was gonna say her getting to this point in the loop cycle in one try.
Actually, yes.
I would have this above Nico.
Yes.
Because. Okay. No further explanation needed.
No. Go ahead.
So what I was going to say is this has been a millennia-long game between Luna and between Sun. And if it were not for a almost cheat code-esque power that we had with Unjustice, we would have lost so many loops ago. And then this whole conversation, we're going to do a little plug because we're reacting to the winter special in 2 months. If it were not for the fact that Juiz told Billy, sure, you'd be a good choice to go on to the next loop, but I don't think you'd make it this far. Fuko has made it past wherever Juiz previously got through 99 loops, because they have currently been able to defeat 10 Master Rules. No one else has been able to do that, and we have hope that we can win this. Luna's pulling out all of her bag of tricks to trying to win. Soul is trying to defeat us. They are literally trying to chop us off at the kneecaps so that we cannot proceed. because if we proceed, we will win. Master game plan.
I agree. I do slightly disagree a little bit when you were talking about how in terms we'll get to Juice, but I agree and I don't slightly for one thing you said.
I know specifically
you know
what it is you're talking about, but we'll just keep it moving. Okay, Feng Kowloon. What would you think, or what would you say is his peak at the moment?
Peak. I mean, honestly, this chapter today. I say that because he has a complete growth from what he always wanted to do originally. Like, yeah, I don't care about my pupils. I want to kill them. All I care about is me. I want to be young and all this kind of stuff. To wanting to actually be a sensei, a true sensei, and protecting his students and allowing them as the next generation to grow. And he even said, I can be this strong without the shit that I've been doing. That's what he told Uma Time today. Like he said, you know what? I had it all wrong. I can do this without, I don't need Unfade.
He transferred the power to someone else. And he's still going to take on the guy that is going to age him during the fight.
And win.
And then die.
Yep.
In that order.
Yeah. So, like, honestly, I'm gonna go with that one just because it's like Feng is always Feng. So regardless of what feat you go with him, it's kind of like Billy. It's like regardless of which one you even want to go with, it's more or less still going to be the same tier. So, yeah, from today's chapter.
Now, this might be a little bit of a hot take. I think he hasn't done enough yet to be S tier. I feel like he can peak again in this fight, but I would not rank him higher than A right now.
Really?
Yes.
If I wouldn't have went with the moment for today, I would have done like a Sean type thing that we did with Sean about like him growing. Like the thing with Feng, I feel like as an antagonist, I've always been saying this, like he has no business to be this damn good,
likable,
and what he does and this strong. It's like, why did Tezuka even like? What made you just say, you know what? I'm gonna have him stick around and always be one of the strongest. He's the OP character in the series that like he always works, and he can still be humbled. Fuko humbled him. Shan and Mui, they humbled him in certain ways. So just by design of him being like just some antagonist, some meathead antagonist, going from meathead antagonist to best mom.
No. I get that. I appreciate like the glow up.
Pretty crazy.
I appreciate the glow up. I would have him as the highest A for now, but I just feel like there's just a little bit missing for S tier.
Yeah, we'll probably see some.
Okay.
When he does the damn thing.
A tier for now. Okay, next up, Void Volks. Obviously, we're going to talk about this loop because loop 100 was short-lived. No pun intended.
His boxing career.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
Damn, that's in this series. That is not. Damn, Void. He will have one though. He is going to get Sun right now, so he technically is having one. But like, it's the I think it's going to be the default. He's the first default one for Ragnarok.
So middle of B tier, or are you thinking about him? Well, he wasn't in last Ragnarok because he died beforehand.
No, I'm talking about this Ragnarok. He already.
Oh, this Ragnarok.
Sun right now.
Gotcha.
I think right.
Yeah, he's well, no, is he down there with
I think he did go down.
Oh no, he wait.
I remember some big brutes down there with him.
Yeah.
Or the Ishin. This is the Ishin in top.
No, it's one of Void or Creed. I always forget which one's which because they're both in those suits of armor. Sorry,
Creed was the
guys.
one that was shooting at Sun, so I don't know if he went down. I don't
Yeah, but
remember
didn't
exactly
someone get told to like take someone down, like Julia, down to the round table?
Yeah, it was she said engine, top.
Nico and
Yeah. So yeah,
oh,
I would just say since we already seen it though, yeah, we just put him in the middle of B.
B tier.
Yeah.
Your reputation precedes you, sir. Okay, next up, a favorite of ours, Akira Kuno Ano Un, able to circumvent a god that purposely screwed you over. You created a manga series. You followed your childhood passion. You essentially, the essence of your character was creating a self-insert for Tozuka. This is peak fiction. Ano Un was able to, in an almost meta way, to keep the characters in his series alive. And then when you think about that from an even higher level of meta-ness, Tozuka was able to keep his characters alive by self-inserting his character through Ano Un. Oh my god, love him. Love this peak fiction.
And for that, I think that Ano Un,
Second.
okay, Akira. What do you say?
Second. If it were not for the actions in the fall arc, we also would not be here.
It's kind of like the Lucy situation with Andy. But I feel like Fuko, like what she's able to do in this one loop is truthfully tremendous. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Ano Un, everything about that was insane, and he kept helping. Like,
in the background.
A lot. In the background. But I don't know, man. The Fuko, the 200 years of her just getting to where we're at now, recruiting all the members and being a leader, like...
I think it's close.
You know,
either way.
Okay. The one thing I will say is that, I mean, Fuko is the MC, so you do expect her to do something relative to that, to what she has been doing. Just because she's the MC, you kind of have to. But Ano, just like with Sean, just like with Lucy, you don't expect them to do anything to that extent. So, you know what? I agree. You could put Ano second.
I thought you were about to talk me into putting him third, but either way. No. Okay, so Tella. Let's think about this one.
What the hell he do?
He stopped a bullet. That's pretty impressive.
I mean,
in comparison, no, but yes, he does have somewhat of a feat.
C tier. C tier.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
probably below Tatiana.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was trying to talk myself into it. I could not. Stop the cap.
Greedy boy.
Greedy boy.
I mean, fuck it. The damn electricity weapon. Fuck it. I mean, I know it took like Nico and other people to, create it, but you were shooting
but firing a continuous, the entire planet's electricity at God.
Yeah, the greatest artillery weapon ever. So, shit.
I think
based off of that,
Void?
I think he will put him A tier. I'll put him in A tier.
I would have him as the lowest then.
Okay, let me briefly. When you think about anybody, any of these characters going against Sun in terms of like who, whether it's Luke 100 or right now, he's technically been the one that brought out the most offense onto Sun. Technically,
I get it.
so like I would be it would be hard for me to put him in B or even lower A. I think you have to be right behind Feng, honestly.
Oh, I just love Phil's moment though.
I do too. That's actually like my favorite. Yeah, well, it was my favorite moment. I mean, it's not hard, but yeah, it's my favorite film moment. But like, I don't know, like Creed, he has put in the most work.
Okay, thank you, Quetzal. He clarifies that Fuko told Creed, Phil, and Engine to go to Julia.
Oh, so he's right in front of Soul too. Oh yeah, Creed.
He might get another one.
Like he really is like the artillery. Like he is the offense. He is Shaquille O'Neal in the paint. Is literally what he is.
Okay, this is going to be an interesting ranking because next up we have Rip Tristan.
Bro was a failure. I'm just playing.
Okay, like jokes aside, yes, his medical career is awesome, but honestly,
that was a pretty great feat by 18.
Honestly,
surgeon.
It's very reminiscent of Void in terms of what I think of his best feat, because he hasn't really, outside of being a doctor and like trying to get Layla back, trying to get Latla back, he hasn't.
It's a great feat for him, but narratively, it's not yet.
Yeah.
I will say it's more. I'll have it above Void though for sure, because narratively, him saving Layla is like a huge plot point in this series for a side character.
So can you clarify which feat you're referring to then? Like him actually being able to save her this time?
Yeah.
Because I would say that more so goes to Fuko.
I know it goes to Fuko, but it was kind of his, like... that's how it always had to happen, regardless, I feel like, based off of his power. But... I mean, it's something that he was working towards, and he was able to be successful in that, in saving her. So
I'd kind of push back a little bit just because that more so goes to Fuko's feat in terms of her being able to get the entire crew safe and sound moving forward. I'm just kind of stuck on the fact that, like, I would consider his feat being a doctor at 18.
That's the one I would go to, but I don't know. It kind of goes hand in hand. It's a weird thing because that allowed that to happen essentially. His is a little bit more of it's kind of roadmapping. It's like things are kind of connected all together.
It needs to be done. It got done. Ergo, here we are.
And based off of what happened to 100, like him trusting Andy and the rest to get to that point for him to be able to become a surgeon, try to save Latla, and then allying with Fuko in the game. But I know it mostly goes, like you said, to Fuko, but basically he had 10 assists in that.
I'll put him above Void. Personally, I would have it flipped.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in A. He's definitely B tier.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have Bax, and this is one reason
The
why I
only
wanted to do this tier list is simply for her. She has, to this date, I would argue, one of the best feats in this entire series.
Yeah.
She was able to put Sun in an egg and paid the price for it.
Damn, where would you rank her? Because I know she's going to be high S, but I don't really know where to put her.
I would have her underneath Nico.
Okay, I agree.
because it was a, what's it called, a flash in the pan type of situation.
Yeah.
Whereas Nico, that was just building up for years for what he was doing. And unironically,
And the fact that she's a
years,
child and was able to even do that is
oh yes,
pretty fucking crazy.
I can already imagine the screams of her being boiled alive. But on to happier things. We are going to go next with Chikara Shigeno. Unmoved.
My boy can stop the sun.
A laser beam from the sun.
Chikara's is always... It's hilarious to think about the kind of character that he is, but like, this is not no joke. He is always an S tier or A tier. He always.
Rightfully so.
We might have to do a tally one day.
I'll do a tier list averaging.
Yeah. Like, we'll go through the videos. Like, okay, who do we have here? Okay, so this person.
Technically, we could do that next week, but I don't know. I'll just for shits and giggles.
Maybe
no, but series. Jokes aside, he is able to stop by himself a solar blast from the sun.
Nah. His biggest feat is tanking an attack from when he got his arm blown the fuck off in 100.
Or, alternatively, when he jumped down the shaft to give Fuko an extra second to escape before going splat on the round table.
Oh, man.
I mean, which one you want to choose? They're all freaking amazing.
They all dip because, like, okay, that one that you just said, the last one, is like, that is crazy willpower, crazy resolve, integrity, grit, resiliency, tenacity, everything.
He is every one of those motivational posters that you saw growing up in school.
Exactly.
It just hang in there.
and then you have him. Shit, the first person being attacked by the sun and he survived. That is a feat in itself. Getting directly attacked by the fucking sun, a god, and surviving.
And took you out. Took you out specifically because you were a problem.
Exactly. And then the fact that the first one that you named about him stopping the damn beam, like you're stopping a go-to attack. Pretty much a special move. I'm not gonna lie, this is the first one where I'm like, it doesn't even matter which one we pick because they're all basically in the same tier. Put that boy Chikara. I didn't even think he was gonna be like that high. I thought he was gonna be like in the middle-ish, like maybe after Nico. But like, I don't know. I might cheat with this one a little bit.
Where are you thinking?
I'm thinking. So, well, first I'm saying I'm cheating because I'm gonna say all of them count.
All right, fair enough.
And do I want to do this? I don't want to disrespect him like that. Oh man,
what are you thinking?
I'm having so much trouble between him and Nico. It's ridiculous. You know what?
I think I give the slight edge to Chikara. Like, no shade thrown to Nico, but like this is Skebe onion, perverted onion. We got to give this man some props.
And based off of who he is too, like he's just a normal kid. If anything, he's probably the most relatable character in the series.
And doing extraordinary things.
Exactly. It's like 3 times.
And I would argue each of them is it's not just like us putting these 3 moments together and then that being above Nico. No, honestly, I think like each one by themselves could be above Nico.
Yeah. Because nobody else in the series can do any of those things, or not to that extent. For the most part, I say, like,
they haven't been purposely targeted.
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy about his character is that, like, the coward, starting out as a coward, and then now being just a solid player, a clutch player for the team. it's like, and for him to have this power, like he's so good at what he does. I feel like, remember how earlier we were talking about top, like more or less, if other
Yeah.
characters had his ability, they would do the same thing as him. Chikara,
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like, even though his is pretty simple, but when it comes to being targeted by Sun or any of the gods or whatever on a personal level, because they know that he's a problem,
No, he's
and
just
being
him.
able to still work through it, I don't think a lot of these other characters have the same resiliency to do something like that.
He's just
Some
him.
do, but most of them don't.
Okay, so let's come down from this emotional high for just
Yeah.
a second. Next up, we have Latla Mira.
Feat. I thought there's like a good one that I'm like missing.
Her sacrificing herself to save Rip and give him the victory before Andy pulled out a cheat code.
I guess that, yeah, I think that would be a feat for her.
Or you think maybe her deflecting the sunbeam at the start of this Ragnarok? I think
That's tough.
more emotionally, I'm thinking maybe the first one.
Yeah, there's more you can add to that. So yeah, where would that go? I mean,
like
I
her
guess
putting
Feats,
her
not far off
love.
Rips.
Yeah, I would say it's actually higher than Rip's because she put her love aside for her love.
That is ultimate sacrifice.
I would have her above Rip in the B tier.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I agree. And plus, I mean, she did the same thing as Rip did. Like the stuff that I said about Rip, she did the same thing on the other end, like becoming a fortune teller at the age of 18, successful, medium or whatever. And yeah, so and then that part does put her above. Ooh.
Okay, next up, we have another man that I thought of immediately when I thought of the idea for this tier, and that is Engine. His greatest feat is turning off the sun. No, I did not misspeak. He actually turned off the sun.
Like, it's kind of like when I was talking about with Top with the speedster stuff. That right there, you're literally negating the sun. Like that's actually the negating.
Do you know how crazy it is for these idiots to say, why have we never been to the surface of the sun? Well, we'll just go there at night. No, literally, they were able to walk on the surface of the sun. And it's not just like a portion of the sun. No, he had the gall to turn off the entire sun.
Yep. So
Insane.
That honestly,
I have a spot immediately where I thought I would put him, but I'll let you speak first.
Okay, immediately I was thinking just above that's, but that's
exactly where I was going to put him.
I was still thinking about it, though. That is crazy, like to have that kind of, like he literally is the counter to the sun.
Single-handedly,
like just immobilizing it, basically.
Single-handedly.
Literally.
Oh God, that's insane.
Ooh,
okay.
Ichiko. She has a great one.
Ichiko Nomuri on Sleep. Obviously, it's during the lawn fight.
Yep. No, I was talking about her death. her first death.
Oh Lord.
Nah.
Yeah.
This is like a step up from Atlas.
It's slightly better. So because of that, I think A tier is fair.
Yeah. It's like a mix of Lucy and Latla. Like doing something to help improve someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Phil, my boy, you are still above Ichiko personally for me. What do you think?
Let me think. Her doing that. I mean, that was needed. If she didn't do what she did, then like
They would have lost.
absolutely would have lost. And that's hard because that's literally master rule. Like that.
I just want to remind you though how hopeless the situation seemed with the tardigrades. They could
I'm not
not
gonna lie
be
to you.
defeated no matter what Fuko and Co did.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't feel hopeless at that.
Not even when
Like
they were going back to the Earth and like the shuttle was burning up in the atmosphere.
I'm not. I mean, I didn't. It's. I know that you're using hopeless based off of like what was going on narratively, but me personally, I didn't actually feel that way.
Oh,
I felt like we were
okay.
going to be okay regardless of what happened in
Yeah.
that arc. I'm never going to lie to you. I didn't think there was going to be any casualties, anything like that. Maybe when they were coming back to Earth, maybe on that part. But I don't know, man. The Ichiko one just has the end result was just so grand.
I
Granted,
think it was the
Phil did do it on his
majesticness of it. Yeah, but
It's just
I
like,
think because I
don't know,
like the
Ichiko one.
panel a little bit more for the Ichiko moment than I do for the Phil moment, even though both are great. Don't get me wrong. I'll put her above Phil. I hate to do that because I said I wouldn't, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Gina Chamber, big GG.
By the way, her name's always been fire. Gina Chamber.
Chamber is such a fire, like, yeah. Okay, so a couple of moments I thought about with her. When she spoke to herself and split the sky, One Piece level. You know, just recently, as in like last week, you know, she just punched change with severed limb and soul fist. That was pretty damn cool. What else? Let's see.
Powers first manifested in this group, or you kind of already technically talked well after her meeting her other self.
Her being able to kill 40,000 people with the manifestation of her power is insane.
And she was always clutch in every other time, so like block attacks or barriers. I think
I'm gonna have to give it
fire though, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say the splitting the sky though, because that was.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think that one's a little bit more like picturesque.
I shouldn't say hate, but I do dislike the whole sky splitting thing in anything when it comes to anime.
You didn't like this one? Oh,
that it's not even in One Piece. I never like the imagery of it. It looks cool, but it don't mean a goddamn thing.
Dang.
Unless you're actually splitting space and time. If you're breaking through dimensions, then okay. But I never thought that was cool. I never thought it was cool, ever. I'm sorry.
I never knew that. I never knew that. So I appreciate you letting me know now. All right. So let's go with the soul punch. After she was able to essentially on the fly develop soul powers because of her conviction for change or unchange, I should say.
And honestly, she's going against one of the most frightening ones of the master based off of the personality. Like she changes. She's going for the kill. I mean, obviously they're all going for the kill, but like she don't pull punch. She's crazy. She is deranged. Gina, you gotta stop her. And she's the reason that Sean's gonna die. So yeah, yeah.
What are you thinking for her?
I guess would I even say that's not S tier. It's not S tier. When she defeats her, yes, maybe. But
I think above Creed.
Yeah. She's one of the powerhouses of the entire reunion. Oh boy.
Oh boy. We have Shen Jiang, the old boy.
Bro don't even have one for real. Bro last feat was in the Obama administration.
Oh Lord.
That's the kind of.
That's what he
the kind of
said.
shit.
That's what he said. The Obama administration. I cannot.
No, seriously. Anime is like in season 4 in like 2028. Deadass was saying something like that. Like he hasn't done something since the Biden administration.
Damn. All right. So which moment are you thinking?
I mean, I guess his manifestation is pretty cool.
Well, I was thinking of a different moment. I was thinking of when he stopped the initial dragon spear from Feng.
Oh yeah, that was
him
pretty
and
wild.
Andy. He sacrificed himself much like Ichiko did, and he realized that by trusting Andy, everything would be okay.
Kind of like a Latla.
Kind of like a Latla, kind of like an Ichiko, just depending on how you feel about those. I feel like it's probably in the middle of those two moments for me.
Yeah, I agree. That shit was crazy though when we first saw it. Like we would rank stuff back down, but oh yeah, that's one of my favorite moments in the series.
And that was the first like dual live reaction stream that we had. That was that volume, volume 8.
Yep.
So I remember that vividly.
See, middle.
Nostalgia aside, I'd put him at the highest B tier. I don't think he's done enough to be an A just for that moment.
Yeah, I'll put B. It's the highest of B.
All right. Okay, time for a longer conversation. Let's talk next about Juiz D'Arc and her feat.
So all for her feat is just stopping the 10 master rules or killing them or whatever she did
single-handedly.
Yeah, that's like that's easily one of the top feats in the series. It has to be.
For 99 loops in a row.
Yeah. So honestly, oh wow.
So here's the question. Here's the question. Here's the question of the day. Is her feat more or less impressive than what Fuko did? I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna have you answer first.
I answered it quickly. I said yes, but at the same time, the more I think, okay, 200 years Fuko, one loop, Juiz 99, doing that for 9. And that's a fact though, right? She did it for 99 loops.
She did.
Ooh, okay. Technically speaking, Fuko cannot do that, but Juiz can 100% is more capable of doing what Fuko did in a way. Like it's harder for Fuko to do that than it would be for Juiz to do what Fuko did. If that makes sense.
I somewhat agree, but I will just say, not necessarily as a devil's advocate, because again, I do somewhat believe this, but Juiz was never able to overcome that last hurdle. She was never able to defeat a master rule. She injured them, but with Fuko's guidance under the Union, they have now defeated and killed off 2 master rules.
I encountered her against language, though. Language.
Well, I'm just saying. In general,
under
like
her regime, under her.
Yeah. Fuko's the head coach this time around.
Yeah. This is actually a really good one. This is really good because you couldn't argue on both sides.
I think either way, either way I'm fine with it. I would just say that it takes a little bit more creativity for Fuko to do what she did, because Juiz did rely heavily on the power. And I think that's what you had an issue with when I said that earlier about Fuko and her journey to the top of S tier. Personally, I would have Juiz just slightly underneath. I know, she set up the whole thing.
Like Fuko, I mean, obviously Fuko wouldn't be where she's at without Juiz. Like, obviously, that's whatever. But like,
correct.
I don't know, man. Like, we both kind of talked crazy about Louise for a lot of different reasons. Even before we learned that she did what she did against the Master Rules, we were like, what the hell? How are you so bad at what you do? Like, we were thinking, like, or not bad, but like not so successful, inefficient. Yeah. But once we learned now that, oh shit, so she actually was putting in a lot of work. I mean, man.
Again, either way, I'll let you actually rate this since I put you on the spot. But wherever you want to put her, above or below Fuko, is fine with me.
Okay, let me think for another little 30 seconds.
Okay. Talk it out. Sound it out like phonics.
200 years of thugging it out herself, becoming rich, recruiting people, roadmaps, being a great captain, leading everybody to success.
Preventing so many tragedies. And building this union to almost twice the size.
While Louise was, she started a union, created a union, was like a player one, been doing this for 99 or 100 times, incapacitated the Master Rules 99 times, recruited people. I mean, recruited Andy and Fuko in the first place. Oh, this is so
But
tough.
She did not recruit them, nor did she have any interaction with Fuko that we know of in the last 98 loops.
It's true. So basically you're saying like that kind of goes to like Fuko and Andy, just right place, right time type situation?
That or really Louise was kind of blinded by what her opinion of the best union was. And because of that, she wasn't able to find until the last loop a savior for them.
I'm not gonna lie, that might be the whole right there. I might have to put Fuko over just because we don't know if it's true or not, but I think we can take an educated guess that was the case. She thought that the team that she assembled were like
the best.
Well, that's kind of hard though. Maybe she just didn't know that Fuko. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's all right. You could put it right there. That's probably the hardest one for me in all of these series.
Because it's like it's what comes. Pardon me, God, I almost died. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Like
exactly.
Louise walked so Fuko could run, and without one, you can't have the other. Because Fuko. Go ahead.
It's like a GM. Louise was a GM. She got the players. And Fuko was the coach. And when someone's team isn't playing well, you're like, oh, so do we blame the GM for recruiting these set of players, or is it the coach's fault for not coaching?
For not making it work with the players.
Yeah. And then the opposite, oh, you drafted or signed all these great players, and they're playing well because of the coach. So who do we give more? And Fuko is, like you said, the creativity, like her having to do these things for the first time this well. And it's going to work. Yeah, I'll give Fuko the edge.
Okay. Next up, I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball. We're going to talk about Haru, Yamaoka Ishin. I would argue her greatest feat is giving Spring solace in his death. So not related to her power whatsoever. What do you think about that?
This is the one where I'll say I feel like there's a difference between the moment versus the feat or a feat. I don't think it's necessarily a feat. I just think it's like her best moment.
Or do you want to say her stopping the meteor that came down from Fuko was the feat?
Yeah, I would much rather say that. Because if she were to say if she was the one that she talked down Spring or something like that, that would be the feat. Like her contributing to
the emotional kind of
roller
coaster
versus when he was defeated, then doing that. Because I don't think that's necessarily a feat, but more so a moment.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's another skill we can do. Emotional moments or something like that.
Oh God, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Go with the traumas.
We can do that next week. We can do that next week.
Yeah,
good idea.
Write that down.
Write that down. Okay, so where are you thinking? I'm not too impressed. Like, yes, that is a feat. I personally could not do it. So, throwing stones in glass houses, that's not going to be me. But in comparison to a lot of these other members of this tier list, above Shen? What do you think?
Yeah.
I got worried there for a sec because I thought my internet was dipping out because you hadn't said anything in like 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
It's okay. Okay, Yusai. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Damn.
Damn.
I
I was going to say last chapter, but that immediately was thrown to the mud.
The cherry
Preventing
blossom.
the cherry blossom. Or, okay, during Ragnarok, she did temporarily prevent him from moving forward.
I don't want to use that.
It just seems dirty to use that, right?
Yeah, because it's like momentarily, then you got Chikara that can, it's like basically do that even better. I don't even want to compare. I didn't want to do that, but like
I don't want to do that either. I feel dirty for using that.
She's going to have one. We're okay, baby girl, you're all right. So it's going to be okay. You're going to get your feet soon, okay? We can't put you now because we don't know.
If she can defeat Justice with that form, oh my god.
That might be one of my personal favorite feats. Because, like...
If she can solo Justice, because she's by herself at the moment.
Yeah. The only other people that by themselves are, like, powerhouses. Gina. Really, that's the only other one that's by themselves.
No, Feng now, but...
Well, yeah, Feng now. But, like, yeah, those powerhouses. And she's not a powerhouse compared to all of them. Ah, man, you saw... I guess we could just go with that one. Her stopping Sun temporarily. But I guess that and Cherry Blossom is kind of the same thing. Like, it doesn't really matter which one we go with. Like, it's a good feat. I would give her... Oh, damn.
Lowest of B tier, maybe? Okay, above Void.
Yeah. Because she puts in work, it's just not... She hasn't had that big moment yet.
God, I just need more from Yusai.
Please.
Quick tangent. I will say I feel very similar feelings to her as I do about Robin in One Piece. Absolutely love the character. Yes, they have one or two great moments, but they are not on panel, or nor do they get enough focus how I would want them to.
She's more like Tashigi for me. Even though I like her way more than Tashigi.
No, but you understand what I mean about the Robin comparison. Sure. Like, there needs to be more Robin. There needs to be more Yusai. But let's move on to the idol next, Sadako Kururu.
This one's kind of interesting, given that she was being manipulated during that arc.
Or do you want to talk about how she was a world-famous idol in Loop 100?
I mean, sure.
Kind of similar to, like, Void, Rip.
Tatiana. I mean... yeah, that is. She did have competition. I'm about to say it's hard to be like, oh, that's so damn cool when she doesn't have competition, but she literally does. Yeah, Fuko's mother, and
an idol from Japan. She made it out.
So she does have competition. She got comp. So yeah, around boy.
I'm feeling like the highest, the C tier. I wouldn't even put her in B tier though.
Okay.
Is that disrespectful?
No, because I think Tatiana on her own had better feats, personally.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't really matter where you rank.
All right, we're gonna go with Mui next.
Maybe in 101.
That, or we could be. She used untruth immediately upon gaining access to it. Like no training wheels. She just hopped on that bike and just started going.
Yeah, that is definitely because you just got the ability and you just use it.
And then you just had the trauma with killing your lover or your love interest, like immediately beforehand.
So she has to go with.
I'd say higher than Latla. That's the first like comparison I thought of.
I think. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Okay, so right above. Yeah, I'd give Shen the slight edge because his moment meant a little bit more. I know I'm kind of blending this tier list to next week's, but yeah. Okay, we are going to talk about Victor next.
Mr. Feats himself.
Mr. Feats himself. Like, what are we talking about, guys? Let's just think. At the end of Ragnarok, what did he do again? Oh, that's right. He put rebellion on his own body. What?
Man.
Unless you're thinking of another feat, that's the one that sticks out to me.
So this, okay, I'm just gonna mention. I agree with you though. I'm just gonna mention this one. This is kind of like the Joey situation, more like off screen, but like we know about it or of it. The fact that he basically was fighting Sun on his own.
Oh yeah, after they all died.
Yeah. So.
And also him being able to mentally survive those billions of years, that could also be a feat.
Oh, that's actually a really good one.
Let's use that one instead. Although the rebellion moment, like that, has the crazy visuals, but when you actually think about it, him surviving and keeping his mental for billions of years, insane.
Not anyone can do that. And I'm not even going to count Andy because you are him, basically. Your extension. So, like, that truthfully means that not anybody can just do some shit like that. Maybe Nico, I think he has the since
resolve.
He was able to endure, but nobody else can do anything similar to that at all.
It takes a special type of person to be able to do that for love. Ooh, where are you thinking? I got a spot and I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it for the other character. Spoiler alert.
I think I know what you're talking about. That's tough. How do I even? Okay, you tell me.
I think we're vibing. I'm gonna put him above Chikara.
That's when I was thinking Nico. I was having trouble with the Nico with him. But technically, that does triumph all. 400 or something billion. Yeah. You got that.
Good Lord.
You got that.
Good Lord. Okay, Julia Di Statia is next up. Don't have a lot of options, but she's had some solid moments since we met her.
I might just say her biggest feat is the fact that she chose to. I mean, that's not really a feat. I chose to be myself.
I was literally thinking the same thing.
But like,
maybe her becoming a fencing expert, like as soon as she picked up the sword. Or are you thinking more like recent stuff?
I'm thinking more recent stuff. Like the fact that she is truthfully, out of all these characters, somebody that got thrown into this new world where she knows jack shit. I mean, most of them didn't know anything in the beginning as well, but like she, like her whole role is very important. The whole thing on Injustice, like that's the main key in this battle right now. And the fact that she's going along with it and for her to join us even like way later too. Like she hasn't been with us for that long compared to everybody else. So like that's a feat for her to even choose to do any of this right now. So her choice to get unjust is a feat.
Okay, I like that.
I don't know if I'll do that shit if I was her. I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
Y'all deal with me. Figure it out.
Especially when you're rich, like you got a life to live. Go live it.
Yeah, and you're young. Like, nah, no.
I have no clue where I would rank her, so I'll leave this one up to you.
Let's see. Based off of in terms of like feats, like actual feats, I would put her in A tier, but at the end because I think Phil and everybody else on their own they had some like crazy feats. Wait, that's kind of tough because Ichiko she wouldn't fit in with that what I just said. I mean, granted, death and sacrifice, that is still like it's not like we sacrifice. I mean, she's sacrificing her life, but not like to the death, like certain death, like how Ichigo was. So, yeah, I'll put her behind Phil.
Would you be upset if I moved Phil above Ichiko? I know we decided on that ranking earlier, but there's something about that just like
after what I just said, yeah. Like, I think what comes first in this whole entire tier list is the fact that do you actually have a real feat that you did on your own?
That you did on your own? Okay. Yeah.
Because if it was about moments, then yeah, it would be different. This whole thing would be different.
Gotcha. We'll save that for next week.
Yeah.
We have Layla Mira next. I included her on this list. She was dead last loop, obviously. This loop, it's been more so like she just accepted. Like, how do I want to put this? Like, I feel like she's got to be D tier because there's nothing that really comes to mind. I know she's done some things.
Her biggest feat is that she survived. She's alive.
But she didn't do that on her own. We were just talking about that. So
I'm just joking.
D tier it is. Sorry, Layla.
You didn't die.
At least you're on this list. I didn't include a couple characters like Fuko's mom, so be thankful you're here. Like both here, as in like here in the tier list and here in the story. Okay, moving on. Last up, we have Miko, who is, as I don't remember who said this. They were like, I think it was our boy Sherm. They were like, oh yeah, she does have a negator ability this loop. It's Unborn. I was like, oh my, it was said. No, but jokes aside, I would say even Nico kind of gave her props during the pre-Ragnarok. She was able to take Fuko out of cryostasis without there being any issues.
Oh, yeah,
so she was able to reincorporate the soul of Fuko back into her body, and she was able to preserve it for X amount of time.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty
good.
I'm thinking. I mean, honestly, I think that's 18 worthy.
I think so too.
That's wild.
And like no, not just for the comfortableness of me putting her there, but I think I would put her right above her mom.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was eyeballing the whole time.
There we go. Okay, so I use this meme quite often, but as Charles Barkley once said, let's start a dialogue. As you can notice, guys, Tozuka excels at giving almost every character their moment. He gives everyone a peek. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Damn.
That might be the most amount of characters we have in S tier, though, I will admit.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't seen that S tier get that big pause like that. It tripped me out. I almost thought that those three, Billy and Lucy
Word
and
A.
Rowan. Like that was like A two, yeah. When I looked back at the screen. Damn. That's how you know this series is what we say it is, man. All of us.
It's not just the phrase peak fiction. We don't mean that unironically. We mean that literally.
Like, look at the okay. I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, in terms of feats, right? We're talking about
Okay.
feats in this series. Look
Yeah.
at everybody in S. Look at. I'm just gonna throw out a character. Well, I'm gonna do a few actually.
Okay.
All the people above Nico.
Okay, let's see. Chikara, yep. Stop the Sun. Okay, yeah. Victor, Billions of Years of Pain. Juiz, able to hold back 10 master rules for 454 billion years. Fuko got us farther in this game than anyone has ever done. Akira would not be here without them. Able to circumvent the malice of Luna purposely in giving them the artifact, or sun for that matter. And then Andy, able to sit on the surface of the sun for millions of years and also simultaneously hold back the 10 master rules. Goated. Any other series, that would be like a top 3, and we have 6 of them.
And think of this too. Okay, think about top. We've been saying this throughout this whole tier list. A speedster in another series, that's top 3, top 2, top 1. A speedster is always going to be in the top 3. This man's not even. Is he even 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He is 11. He's not even top 10. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. Feats, and he's the speedster, man, and he's 11. If you were to tell somebody off, like, just out of context, like, so there's this guy that's like, he can move shit damn near the speed of light. Like, he's fast as fuck. Okay, he's fast. He's very fast, and he's 11th in terms of feats in this series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are the other powers? What are the other things somebody has done in the series that's better than that? Going around the world, like, how?
And it makes sense. I am not upset with this tier list in the slightest. All of these are logical decisions for the most part. There were some emotions, obviously, for the tiebreakers, but
I'm not, that's actually like one of the last things I'm going to say about the Fuko and Juiz thing. I'm still thinking about that.
Okay, let's finish this up. How are you feeling now that we've talked about it a little bit more?
I might actually switch Juiz and Fuko. Personally,
you think so?
Fuko, personally. The only reason is because, like, we already said pretty much everything, but it's just one of those things where I find it hard. I feel like I'm disrespecting Juiz when I'm like, I mean, she did recruit the entire team. Like, yes, Fuko and Andy were like the last pieces to that puzzle, but like, if she hadn't done that, Fuko is not ever. Obviously, she's not ever getting close, and that's like the whole point. So it's not even like to Fuko's detriment. Like, nothing, it doesn't really affect Fuko, but like, more so, I'm just bigging up Juiz because everything that she's done, she didn't have a mentor. She didn't have anybody like that.
Here's what I'll do. I will ask you a question, and as long as you answer truthfully, I will swap them. If you were the manager or the general manager for the Golden State Warriors,
yeah, I see what you do.
Would you accept as your head coach for the next 100 years someone that will get you to the NBA Finals every year but lose? Or would you accept a coach that in their first year can get you to win a championship?
I mean, that's kind of, those last parts on both is kind of unfair.
Well, yes, it's kind of the point. I'm trying to put you in a bind.
I don't know. I think that question, like, if you came up with a different question, I think it would be more fair. It's kind of one-sided. because we know that Fuko, we know that we're going to win. Like, we know that.
Well, I don't know. And I say that not
yes.
trying to be like an ain't shit type of guy, but like we don't know what's going to go on with the validated world next time.
I mean,
but we could also suffer like a lot of casualties beforehand.
And okay, see, the thing about this is so hard because they basically are in the same seat. It's kind of like with Victor and Andy, right? Like both Juiz and Fuko are dependent on them. They're kind of like the ace for the entire operation when it comes to
True.
Victor and Andy. Every time they come in, they're very clutch. They help them, you know, be successful. But I don't know, man. I just feel like Juiz, she had no blueprint.
I mean, neither did Fuko, because things changed this loop. Luna specifically made things happen that did not happen.
She still had a blueprint, though.
Well,
like, she knows these characters. She knew how to approach them. And that is to her credit, because she made friends with a lot of them previously. But, like, I don't know. I'm torn between it. It's just that I feel like I disrespected Juiz for so long, and I'm starting to realize in retrospect that,
like, give her flowers.
She honestly put in like 90% of the work.
I'll do it
for like the entire thing.
I don't feel great about it, but I'll do it.
I just feel like Fuko. What's the word? Front runner. Is that the right word? You know what I mean? Where it's like the team did things first, and then when she came into the game, like they were already up, and all she did was like extend the lead. That's how I feel about Fuko in comparison to Juiz.
That's an interesting analogy.
Or put it like this: Juiz and Fuko are Kareem and Magic Johnson. Whereas like Juiz, Kareem, she's always been Kareem, but Fuko was the one that really like, okay, we're gonna win these championships. We're going to win. I got this. I got you, Kareem. I got you, Big Man.
I couldn't think of a better analogy of like getting to the NBA Finals and winning it, because like, yes, we wouldn't be able to win the championship this year if it had not been for the groundwork that the previous GM or coach had set. But also you have to think about it. She wasn't able to win any of the other 99 loops. And I think that's where I kind of get... Why is that?
I mean, well, it's a few different things. Somewhat is her fault slightly, but I mean, the stuff that Luna was doing.
No, but like, Juiz had an ace up the hole with her negator ability. Like, she could have single-handedly taken out all of the Master Rules. They just couldn't get over Sun and that indestructible body.
Exactly. And we still have
Fuko has like a plan in place in order to do that this time. We're going back and forth, guys. They're both incredible. We need
Injustice right now too, though.
They're both incredible characters with incredible feats.
All right, no, for real though. If I were to say something right now, right here, I might agree, and I might have you switch Fuko back. Okay, the reason why I'm saying is because who gets carried by their ability more, Juiz or Fuko?
Carried?
Yes. Well, I mean by carried, like who puts in more work without using their ability, / who puts in who does the most with their ability, like in terms of how can I phrase that? I'm kind of confusing you, but like I
think I get what you're asking.
And I'll give you my answer and my explanation as to why I think the way I think.
I would say that Fuko has developed her negator ability more than Juiz ever has, but inherently, I think Unjustice is the better... It's the better negator ability to have as a stopgap. Talent versus hard work.
Exactly. So I agree. That's why I think I might switch, because I feel like Juiz, her ability alone is kind of how she's gotten so successful. And we knew that since she first used the power against the aliens and shit. Like Fuko, she's done a lot of stuff without her ability, without unluck.
Martial arts.
Yeah, martial arts. She just being a leader, like an incredible leader, where she doesn't even play in the game. She's just like coaching everybody. Yep. Not saying that Juiz doesn't do that without her ability, but I really do feel like the reason why, like, she's kind of carried by it. That's why we need Injustice right now. This is not even Juiz. This is Julia. So technically, yeah, Fuko on her without any power, she has done more.
You're gonna
it's
hate
funny,
me.
I agree and disagree with both. Like they both can be above either order. They really can.
You're gonna hate me, Vontae. I feel like this entire conversation is just solidifying the opposite of what I felt earlier. I now feel like Juiz has to be ahead of Fuko.
That's crazy. We both switched. That's insane. Why though? Why do you think so now?
So, if I think about it, yes, Juiz was able to, pardon me, she was able to get us to this point for 99 loops, but I have to appreciate that tenacity. I'm sure that she did try different things. So when she said last loop, this is the best team I've ever assembled, she had to go through seeing her comrades die and then come back the next season. So it's like, you know, that talented MVP player that, like, yes, they're the best at what they do, and then they just keep getting new players.
You have to fail to be the best.
Them. You have to fail to be the best. And she knows the sting of failure, whereas Fuko, and this kind of gets into a separate conversation, it is somewhat related, but it's been relatively quote-unquote easy for Fuko so far this loop. There's been a couple of hurdles, but Juiz literally had to watch people die in front of her. Fuko, outside of Ragnarok, her sitting in that chair, not really. At least not this loop. She hasn't. So in that regard, again, I think it's kind of hilarious. It's hilarious because I do feel like the switch up is real. I think Juiz has to have a slight edge now.
When you brought up that point, that does add to her side a lot, because it's like you had to go through the workings of it. You had to improve. You had to fail. You had to fail to succeed finally. And what you did literally got Fuko on the team too, in a way. So
eventually, yep.
It's kind of one of those things where, like, you needed her. Like, okay, I feel like maybe the only difference is the fact that Fuko and Andy are both like the perfect anomalies and the perfect byproduct of what Juiz constructed and wanted. So like they're basically they're closing out the game for her while she did everything that she could.
Sure.
The other 4 or 3 quarters or whatever of the game.
It's like, I'm not a huge fan of baseball, but it's like the analogy of, do you give more credence to the starting pitcher that went 8 innings or the closer that comes in and actually finishes the game? Because if either one of those two fail, then the other one's not going to be effective.
Exactly. Damn, this is good. It's fun.
That's probably one of the best discussions we've had in a while about this series.
That's actually really good, because I still feel like they damn near tied.
I wish I could do a tie on tier list. I don't think so.
Yeah, we can. We just make another roll and put tie.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna do something. It's gonna look weird. I want you to just bear with me for a sec.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Alright, and then the only thing is, I don't know how to get rid of them, so I'm just gonna move them down.
And it really is impressive though for Fuko to be just this random girl that got thrown into this world and do what she did. It's like, what the hell? You got rich, you learned martial arts, you got in shape, you like, how did you, like, you did all this stuff, like, no telling how long it took Juiz to get to a certain point. Like, say if it took Juiz 92 loops to like really get it going, and all the other ones she just failed miserably every time.
Okay, I officially made them tied. It looks weird, but it is what it is.
They are tied. So if you guys are watching this,
thank you so much. 2.5 hours later, I know that we've had a lot of chaotic ramblings today, but this is one of my favorite tier list. Yeah. Damn.
Oh, I love this series, man. I don't get tired of it. I don't think I've gotten tired of this series once. Maybe a little. Nah, not tired, but I was like,
I think I was a little fatigued with it during the Kururu arc. And maybe it was just because like we were about to be weekly, and then it kind of went into Tatiana, and that was a little bit of a slow burn.
Yeah, that's the only time.
Like since almost, I would say the middle of season 1, it has just been flames. 200 chapters of flames.
Crazy good. If I literally went to look at the volumes or the chapter numbers between 228 for Undead and 228 of my other series. Ooh-wee. Man, it's
might have to be some uncomfortable conversations.
Yes. Matter of fact, shortly, let me just look at my hero, for example. I'm gonna go at 220.
228 was around like what, Gentle? Or is that farther?
Maybe.
That might be the war arc.
Let's see. 228. That is. Come on, load. Twice when he was getting MVA when he was saving Toga after her fight, and then so MVA, Undead Unluck is killing it. Granted, the percentages of where the story is are different around those times, but still, nonetheless, still the same amount of time of the story in general. And even if you were to say MVA was like in the, what would that be, like middle of My Hero, or like,
I think maybe like the 40% mark.
Okay, so around there. And then for Undead, that's literally like what, Ragnarok? It's the first one, maybe, or
maybe. I would say maybe
or
like
early
the Nico
one.
stuff.
Yeah. So, damn, that's good, man.
For comparison, chapter 228 is when we meet Cricket in One Piece. So during Jaya.
Oh wow.
So even before Skypiea.
Mm-hmm.
Undead Unluck is on a run, man. It's on a run.
Yep. Generational run. But people don't know it, but I hope they will soon.
We'll try.
So what is Feng age in Loop 101? How old is he?
I mean, it depends on...
Because I know he did the little time skip.
When he got the ability. Are you saying like...
Right.
Okay, before Unfade. Okay. I'd say maybe like 25, 30. He looks to be in about the prime of, his life.
Yeah.
Okay, well... Let's wrap this up. Thank you again to everyone that has tuned in or is watching this far in post. If you're still here, or still watching, I should say, and you have not liked the stream, please do so. you need to keep asking that just to make sure that more people that are watching our videos are actually interacting with us. And then we get new viewers. Yeah, I don't have much else to say.
Great chapter, great stream once again. I guess next weekend we'll do the emotional moments.
Mm-hmm.
That should be pretty fire too. I think that's gonna be a really good one because that's very subjective. Because some things can move one of us more than the other. It can get very subjective. But nonetheless, man, stay tuned for all of our content on the channel. We just had Bleach drop. Go check that out. We had a discussion on that one too. Pretty interesting discussion. So about 13 minutes or so of that.
It was almost 14 minutes edited.
Oh shit! Okay, I gotta check it out myself after this as well. But you guys know the drill, man. Pull up for all of our content, whether streams or videos. And I hope you guys all have a good ones. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you guys all in the next stream or video. And peace.
Peace.